Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Entertainment. Happy New Year, everybody. We're doing something that is very, very fun. So I picked a movie called The Santa Claus by Tim Allen. And I grew up with this movie. I've seen this movie a million times. And it's something that I always found really, really funny. But now watching it back as an older man, I got a few different opinions about it. So let's talk about it. Join us for the Santa Claus.
If something should happen to me, put on my suit. The reindeer will know what to do.
He's Santa! You killed him!
Did not. When you put on the suit, you fell subject to the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus? What does that mean?
It means you put on the suit, you're the big guy. Ha!
This holiday season,
Incoming!
Tim Allen is giving Till in her.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
What's good?
How
Happy
y'all
New
fellas
Year's.
doing? Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in 2025, we'd like to introduce you to
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Man, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Out here, beastly. Yo, beastly you.
you already know, fam. So, now, why did I pick this movie?
Because it was Christmas themed.
No, yeah, number one. That's true. That's true. But honestly, I'm surprised I never picked it before because I had the VHS. So if you remember the VHS days, you didn't watch the movie one time. You know what I mean? So
Rewind the tape over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
it was just something that you picked out of the shelves. And this was always one of them because it just made me laugh a lot. And I really, really liked the story. As far as, Tim Allen just trying to be a good dad with a common situation where he's basically the divorced dad and he's fighting for time with his son. What I found really funny about this was that the mama's new boo was like a psychiatrist and doing all of this like soft type of raising with his son with the other guy's son. And it was, I guess as an older man, I just I resonated with that a little bit because I know people that have gone through those situations. Not specifically as far as like the next boo being a psychiatrist and all of that, but like somebody that's just Magoo. You know what I mean? It reminded me of Liar Liar, that movie as well, where
Okay. I can see that.
what I mean, with Jerry trying to do the claw.
Hey, I still do that to this day to my kids. All right.
Nothing can stop the claw. But, I mean,
Oh,
no. But when Jerry came out like this,
come on, buddy.
so the stepdaddy is just extra soft and like pouting and doing all this crazy stuff whenever Tim Allen was down to see his son. Because he wasn't necessarily the best father in the world, you know what I mean? So luckily he ends up in a situation where one day he just ends up in the North Pole, where the Santa Claus ends up in his house. And then he suddenly ends up putting on the suit. And then once he puts on the suit, that's where the rules come in. Because it's not just the Santa Claus, it's the Santa Claus. So the claws behind the suit are whoever's wearing the suit is the Santa Claus. The first time I watched the movie, I probably didn't get that because I was like 11, you know. But now watching it back is just like, oh, hello, right? It's a contract, you know. So I found that whole part of it interesting, and just everything else in between, as far as him growing into Santa Claus. I thought that was hilarious. Him going to the office, him and then being like 10 pounds bigger the next day, and him shaving, and then all of a sudden, everything just comes back. Oh man, this movie was just so hilarious. And that other clip right there, where all of a sudden he starts seeing the kids being as naughty and nice. And then Veronica, how nice she is, right? But you know, this movie was a beginning of, I think, probably up to 4 movies, because I think they went up to 3.
It's 3.
It's 3. But yeah, this thing was just great. I mean, there's a ton that I could say about it, but I don't want to be talking too much. And so, fellas, what do you think about this movie?
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat of when you was younger, you loved this movie because, I mean, it's Santa Claus. Like you get to watch somebody becoming it. When you get older, you start looking at like other things, like the parents, like the soft parenting, I feel like that was like my most annoyed moment of the whole movie as an adult, just watching the soft parenting. Like, bro, you have a freaking psychology degree. You can't tell that this kid he doesn't suffer from anything else but lack of BTA. Like, that's all. It's all that kid suffer from. But it is funny. You get to no one understands certain jokes more, and I think that's why I enjoyed this one a lot, was because it was just humor for all ages.
Facts. I agree.
I'm still a kid. Okay. I have 4 children. I'm a grandfather now. This movie came out 30 years ago. At this point, 31 years ago, I'm graduating high school. When this movie comes out, my mother comes to Chicago to take me to the movie, because we've always been a movie family. At the time I'm living in Chicago with my grandmother, so my mother came up and I went to saw this movie, and I felt the same way then I felt about it now. Certain movies I refuse. It's like, as a, those who are part of Unpopular Review Entertainment, we also have Unpopular Review Wrestling. If you're part of the wrestling community, there's a thing called, suspending your disbelief. And I always suspend my disbelief when it comes to movies like this. And I will say with you though, Vic, as a kid, I don't think I ever caught that the Santa Claus had the clause in the contract. But I've watched this movie, like you said, multiple times. So as the years go on, it caught on to me. And personally, out of all the Santa Claus movies we have, and movies about Santa Claus, Miracle on 34th Street is one of my favorites, and not the original, the one that was remade around the same time in the 90s. I've always loved this concept of Santa Claus, right? Because it debunks the myths and legends of him. It becomes something where anybody can be Santa Claus. And the suit in itself automatically transforms you into this big, fat, jolly fellow. Yeah. Here go a guy, as you said, who was not the greatest father, right? Didn't have the greatest relationship with his son, right? I won't say he's not the greatest father, because he provide, right? Just because him and the wife is not together anymore doesn't mean he doesn't provide. He just wasn't a connecting to his son father. Judge Reinhold, may he rest in peace, took over that mantle for him, but also as the step parent. And I'm not a step parent, okay? I don't even like to call that name when it's him, depending on the situations. In this situation, to me, he is a step parent. I think that he stepped over the line because he had a father, he had a mother, right? So that's for the mother and the father themselves to discuss that situation about, is he or is he not real, and what takes place. So as an adult, I did not like that aspect watching that, like, hey, that's just too much. And not that it made it a bad movie, just in itself being, watching the movie, like, come on, guys, that is between husband and wife, ex-husband, doesn't matter. They're still parents. They're still co-parenting because you're still dropping off your kid to go see his dad. But this movie from 31 years ago to now, to me, is just still, what it is. It's one of the movies between the Santa Claus 1, when they bring in the Santa Claus 2 with, oh God, what's my guy's name? No, not in 2 they didn't bring him in. Was it 3? When did they bring in the little guy? What's his name? Jesus Christ. Come on, Michael. Think. Martin Short. When Martin Short comes in as Jack Frost. You know what I mean? Like a movie, as Vic would say, for those who are new to Unpopular Entertainment, and welcome to Unpopular Review Entertainment. Please like, follow, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification when we go live. We're live. And look at the shirt he has on. You can go buy that too and subscribe to our Patreon page. The link is in the bio below. But as he was explaining, I'm trying to explain to you about Vic. Guess what? This movie was so good, it had multiple sequels. Money grab, right? You can't have a movie this successful and not have multiple movies for it, and this film did. However, it was 31 years ago. Did you like it today the same way you did then? We always say, does the movie carry on? Will it hold weight? Did it move in today? And we'll find that out later after the break, y'all. We'll be right back here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. See what we got going up later this month.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, a creature was stirring, and it wasn't a mouse.
What the hell are you doing in my house? I'm Santa Claus. Where the milk and cookies?
You better watch out.
Oh! And I'm gonna let you know it ain't your booty, it's your beauty.
You better not cry.
He can't breathe.
You better not shout.
That was like the Matrix. Somebody getting tossed tonight.
We're telling you why.
Come on out of here. I'm taking care of business in here. I'm like the governor.
Friday is coming to town. Friday after next.
So good, make you want to slap your mama. Yeah, boy. Hey, mama.
What do you want, Willie?
Up later this month here on Unpopular Interview, the Wolf Pack will bring that to you. I am Mike Knox, formerly known as Mike Knox, now Papa Knox. We are joined by Freckle Sensei and Vic Damone Jr. I call him, but y'all know him as DeMarc Vic. Vic, final thoughts, best parts, worst parts, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, after watching this back, I appreciated it a little bit more. The a few of the parts that I liked was the I think they're called the EMS, the flying elves, and how they just took care of business. You know what I mean? I always love that. And then the other thing is just like at the end when Tim Allen throws down the mystery game and the Oscar Mayer wiener to the parents, and how like childlike they become, especially the stepdad. Like he's just in another world. You know what I mean? With that Oscar Mayer wiener joint. And I love how the elves was fucking with him. Just like disappearing, and then he's just running around the house. I love it when they mess with him. But yeah, man, all in all, like this whole thing was great because the connection between father and son and the relationship that they have at the end, like, that's pretty much like the moral of the story. Like, listen, no matter the circumstances, figure it out, work it out. So definitely a thumbs up. And I think this will last even another more 10 years. I actually want to see 2 and 3 again. So,
Freckle Sensei?
Yeah, definitely a thumbs up for me as well. This movie, it's like a timeless, heart pull your string classic. It's became a classic, and that's crazy because this came out when I was 4 years old. So
she just makes me feel older. Just make me feel older. While Jesus, man, it came out when he was 4. Jesus.
Yeah, it came out when I was 4.
You
so
a baby.
but this movie is very good. I would say my favorite part is definitely we had to read the actual clause because we never knew like what's the qualifications? What do you have to do? What's the standard for Santa? And then how lengthy the clause was, how you had to literally magnify into a magnify to read it. It was beautiful because if anybody has signed any W-9 contracts or anything of that nature, you already know you'll write and you'll sign and you'll forget a detail in there. And then next thing you know, you just start seeing stuff happen randomly. Like, hey, hold on, I ain't signed up for this. So I love that. I love that part because as soon as the clause started clicking in, that's when he started getting the beard. That's when he started looking at naughty and nice. And yeah, I mean, she was looking a little nice. Like she may be naughty, but she was looking a little nice. But it was just an amazing movie. Definitely thumbs up. I definitely want to see Santa Claus 2. And yes, it was 3 with your boy Martin being Jack Frost.
Well, spoiler alert. Thumbs up for me as well. This is what we do around here. This is the Wolf Pack. This ain't the other crew. All right. No matter whatever happens forever in the day, we will still always be.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
So spoiler alert, all 3 of us like this movie. But I asked the question before break, did it stand the test of time? Typically, and I say this like it's a scratch CD, or I just say broken record, but scratch CD, they don't even exist no more either, right? Like, damn, my MP3 ain't acting right, whatever the hell it is. Vic always goes, when you're watching these movies today, or I always say rather, not Vic, I like this network because I will watch something that I typically wouldn't go watch. And now that I don't like this film, it's just not in my Christmas rotation. Right. I'm still a Christmas Story guy. The new Christmas Story came out 2 years ago. The sequel, I love that. I always go on my Black Christmas movie. So I'm watching Almost Christmas. This Is Christmas, The Best Man, Holiday. That's just the type of movies that we typically watch around my house. And when I pulled this one out, and of course, when I watch movies or holidays, I pull out the kids. My kids enjoyed it. Okay, this is a 30-year-old movie at this point, and my kids still enjoy it. That tells you how good a film is. And then again, the thing I like to do the most here, it had a $22 million budget. It grossed $190 million.
Damn.
That's when studios say, get your ass back out there and make
it
money.
3.
So
yeah, because I don't think the other movies had anything to do with the clause itself.
He was because he never took the suit back off. It was still just at that point he's Santa Claus until he kills the next man off the roof like he did with this one. You know,
I mean, you know what though? But if they were to continue with that whole clause story,
it can go forever.
They probably could make 10 of them.
Especially now with streaming services. Come on, Netflix, pick up the series of the Santa Claus for next year. But
you know what? I bet you Tim Allen will be all over that.
Of course, listen, right now you got the new show coming back already on TV with the chick from Thor, Two Broke Girls. All right, you know Nora from Nick and Nora Infamous Playlist. Okay, see, we don't know her from that. That's my movie right there. But listen, we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week for our next movie, Friday after next. That's Mark, Vic, Freckle Sensei, Papa Knox. Out.
Peace.
If something should happen to me, put on my suit. The reindeer will know what to do.
He's Santa. You killed him.
Did not.
When you put on the suit, you fell subject to the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus? What does that mean?
It means you put on the suit, you're the big guy.
Ha!
This holiday season,
Incoming!
Tim Allen is giving till it hurts.